All right, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. This crowd excited to see their Jaguars as both teams emerged from their tunnels a moment ago. We are just about ready for football as the Jags get set to match up with the Indianapolis Colts. This fielded at the 2. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Bortles now on 1st down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Well, partner, that was not a good omen right there. The very first play from scrimmage, and you just want to give yourself a nice, simple throw and hopefully get yourself into a rhythm. That is the last thing you're expecting. And now you put your defense in a tough spot right from the word go.
After the interception, it's Locke. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Here's Hines. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Throwing on 3rd down, Locke. Open man, the tight end Rodgers. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got the turnover. We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. They get it to him running left. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long 3rd and goal. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it.
And he will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Andrew Luck, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Colts are going to take a first-quarter lead. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Vinatieri out there to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. Now, last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And Austin Seferian-Jenkins has it. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Lucy.
There's Leonard Fournette, 1,000-yard rusher from a year ago. And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Early down stuffs will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Now they'll throw it. Bortles. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 39.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They go play action here on first down. Looking deep for Hilton. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive? They've certainly come out firing even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're 1 to the good. Go ahead and try and press your advantage.
2nd and 10, Luck again. Flush to his right. And this is going to be incomplete.
I know we're doing this game live, but let's step into the film room for just a second, because when they review this play, the negatives are going to be incredible on this one. Rolling out to his right. Yeah, he's right-handed, so that's a natural spot for him. But he throws back across his body back into traffic.
Big no-no.
Oh, that's a monster no-no. The only good thing that happened, it fell incomplete. Very fortunate.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Clayton Gathers makes the stop.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down.
11B.
Bortles to throw on 2nd down. Incomplete.
He had a good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Lucy.
Shotgun now for Bortles. He's got the hook up to Lee. A big play there. Bortles to Lee. 43 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Now a play fake here on first down. And complete over the middle, Safarian Jenkins. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 10 more there and another first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Fournette, a first down carry. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
And that was a good run. This was only one of 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards in 2017. And I think you can't let him run wild here.
What do you think, 100 yards, the measuring stick?
Always. That is the threshold. You want to keep him under that if you want to play good defense.
Mike 39, Lucy.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll go down at the 28. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Alongside the former defensive back, Charles Davis. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Bortles on the give to Fournette. Down to the 25. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense, because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Throw that. Move. 11B. 11.
Here's a carry for a former starter. This is T.J. Yeldon. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5. From the gun, it's Bortles. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
That's a good job there, creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now, since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
Fielded about a yard deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
They'll fake it. Now Love. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Here's Love, eluding the pressure right. And that's going to be incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. On 2nd and 10, Locke. This is caught. It's Ryan Brandt. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Throwing. 12.
From the red zone now, Locke. Complete left side, the tight end Rodgers. A gain of 6 there on first.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
It's a loss of 7. And now it's 3rd down. The Colts on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
12.
Out of the gun, Locke. This is caught. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Ryan Hewitt, his first touchdown on the year. And the Colts are able to grow their lead. Vinatieri out there to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now out come the Jags. And tough to win games if you're going field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score.
No gain on that run, and while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I've got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
Hank.
On 2nd down, here's Bortles. And he is going to be hit and taken down. Bortles sacked. Danico Autry continuing to fight downfield. The big tackle gets him for a loss of 11.
Here we go.
Following the sack, 3rd and long for Bortles and the Jags. Working from the gun, it's Bortles. Now he'll let it go deep over the middle. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Luck and the Colts come up now 1st and 10 at their own 46. To throw is Locke. Steps away to his left. Now he'll let it go deep down the left sideline. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. 1:59 to go in the first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this.
Go.
Now a first down throw. Luck dancing to his left. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Grant. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Ryan Grant, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Colts add on to their lead. And can you believe it? He misses another one, his 3rd so far. Vinatieri out there to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Jaguars getting set to go. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. The former first-round pick, Shea McClellan, in on the stop.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
372.
Now Bortles throwing on 2nd down. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Matthias Farley. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Man open right side, it's Rodgers. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Give him a couple on the catch, it's 2nd and 8. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Back to throw, Luck. Looking left sideline, incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Richard Rodgers, that time. And it's 3rd down. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Calling no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. And now Adam Vinatieri. He's into his 40s now. You'd think low to mid-50s, probably about the outside of his range. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the 2nd quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
From midfield, here's Bortles. He'll dice, and a big loss here as he's taken down. Jabal Sheard in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
On 3rd down, Yeldon gets past one man, and he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. And another timeout taken by the Colts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. This is taken at the 15. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. And now where are they going to mark him here? Well, they say he did get back to the 1-yard line, but that could have easily been 2 points the other way. So we come to halftime here with the visiting Colts taking the lead to the locker room. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Now a play fake, and it's locked. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Telvin Smith. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
To throw, it's Bortles. He'll rifle this one deep right, and that's caught inside the 35. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
I'd have to say that whenever you see a good post route run, they do not like to let it end without the catch. Hence, that great diving play.
Yeah, lay it up there, let him go get it. And he got it. A first down carry now for Yeldon. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Throwing now is Bortles. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Following
Following the sack, 3rd and long for Bortles and the Jags.
Lucy.
Bortles. And connecting here with DJ Shark. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down. And Lambeau can't hook this one back in. It's no good. Wide to the right, and this score will stay right where it is. So it's an empty possession, and as a kicker, not the way you want to start your day's work.
And now each team's missed a field goal here so far, Brandon, so apparently neither guy is immune.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Telvin Smith in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. A shotgun snap for Locke. Throw left side complete. That's Grant. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd. The Colts on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 4. Locke. And he'll be brought down with the 1st down and a late flag here, too. He may get a few more tacked on for good measure. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Off of play action. Locke. Throw left side is complete to Rodgers. And he gets it down to the 32. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Luck throwing again. And that is incomplete.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. And Vinatieri's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you'll see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
And after the made field goal, here's Adam Vinatieri to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you know, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the posts. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Spread right, smack.
Bortles going to throw. Looking long for Westbrook. That's caught at the 25. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line.
It's a big play. Bortles to Westbrook. 52 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. They go play action here on 1st down. He's got his man on the crossing route. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. T.J. Yeldon, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars make some inroads here on that deficit. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. The 3rd quarter has not been kind to them. After they built that lead at intermission, they've seen that lead shrink.
And how much of that is simply execution? How much of that is maybe you lose your edge a little bit because you've got a lead? And you do have to credit the other team some because they've made some adjustments to start to slow them down. Can they find those counters now, those extra plays or plays they haven't run that'll be effective and get them back moving again?
They'll be looking for something here, anything to seize that momentum back. On the right side, it's Hilton with a catch. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Here's Hines on a toss play. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 11 that time and a Colts 1st down.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Play action. It's locked. This is caught inside the 15. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. And give him a gain of 37. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Back now in Jacksonville. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Now Love. And he's got it. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Jack Doyle, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Colts are able to grow their lead. And he missed it again. The 4th time now in this game alone. And that has to be great cause for concern over on that sideline. Vinatieri out there to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
On the crossing route, complete. That's Lee. That goes for a gain of 31. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. First down, Jacksonville. The passing game looking sharp on this drive for the Jags. Bortles now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%, and it's 1st and 10. Throwing is Bortles. Buying time to his left. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 19. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different?
Now a hit and Locke lost the football. It's out. But I believe the Colts were able to fall on this when they were. And so possession will remain with Indy.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Here's Locke. He's going to wind up and air it out. They've got his man complete. And all the way down to the 39. A huge play that time for the Colts. 44 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
On 2nd and 10, Locke throwing the out route incomplete. That's Rodgers. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. The Colts on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. This is Hines. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
And Vinatieri's kick is good. And that will stretch the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's a 21-point game. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and of course they'd like to forget the inning, the interception, but they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. The Jaguars on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Shotgun now for Bortles. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down.
72.
A handoff to Fournette. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. You gave the stat early on that he's one of just 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards last year, and then you said they needed to bottle him up for under 100 yards. He's way under 100 yards.
Bottom line, he's had virtually no success whatsoever.
And because of that, among a couple other reasons, they're down on the scoreboard. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this.
Hey, let's go. Trips left.
The pitch to Fournette. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Spread right, 72.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. There to stop him was Darius Leonard.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Here's a give to Fournette. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great effort there with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Jaguars get a score closer. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the lead will be cut down to 14. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Colts offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. Defensively, there's still 3 timeouts. Do you even need to use them at this point?
I think a lot of coaches do it anyway, and it seems like cosmetics to us.
Does it just send a message you're not quitting?
Send a message that you're not quitting. Let your team know you're going to battle all the way. And you're always hoping for that ultimate miracle that something will happen. You'll pick up the ball and score, and you'll have a chance one more time and maybe on an onside kick, but not likely.
They run with Hines. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Miles Jack there to make the tackle. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.